This album was released, Mccartney-from, 1980. So, we're going to go through some of the exciting, fun albums and collectibles that you can look for yourself on Mccartney-from. So what do you say we get started on this fun journey? Here we go. This album has a gatefold. Really cool pictures. This album also was Paul's second solo album, meaning Paul McCartney did this album. All the instruments, he played every single instrument like he played on his first McCartney album. So this was kind of his concept of doing that once again on this album, Mccartney-from. This is the back of it, and this is my American copy of Mccartney-from. Paul rented a 16-track recorder for his house, and this is how he recorded the album on this recorder, and that's his son James tugging on him. This is the inner sleeve of the album. This is the other side of the album, the inner sleeve with all the words and lyrics to the songs. Side 1 of the vinyl. And side 2 of the vinyl. Also, the neat thing about this album was Mccartney-from, you got a special edition of McCartney Live singing Coming Up, which was one of the big hits off of this album. It was a one-sided 45, only released in America and Canada. Here's the other side of the 45. Just for fun, here you go. Here's a sealed copy of Mccartney-from with the hype sticker still. We could only get albums at that price today. But yep, still sealed copy. Thought you'd enjoy seeing that one. This is quite rare. This is a Uruguay pressing of Mccartney-from from 1980. Still sealed, too. You can see it's a lot darker than the regular pressings, can't you? Also, in 1980, I did get this from my record store. It's an original promotional poster for Mccartney-from. And this is 20 by 30. Okay, since I knew the guy at the record store, one wasn't enough. Because we're talking about Mccartney-from, so you need 2 posters, right? Yeah, 2 McCartney promo posters. Yeah, okay. Here's something else that's kind of rare. This is from 1980, from the Paul McCartney fan club. It's a flyer. There's Mccartney-from. Also showing all the albums to that date of 1980. And also from the fan club magazine, this is Mccartney-from. Whole magazine to the album from 1980. The centerfold. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you want to see this closer, I'll let you pause on your own to see this better. And the back of the magazine. Here's a 12-inch of Temporary Secretary from the UK. And here's the record. Side 1, Temporary Secretary. And side 2 is Secret Friend. Okay, stick with me. The back of this has got some great pictures with Paul McCartney with Mccartney-from, even though they stuck this in with Back to the Egg music book. This is the only picture, but I thought I'd show it to you. Here's the American 45 of Coming Up. And the B-side is an instrumental called Lunchbox. Now this is kind of rare. This is a first pressing from Portugal of Coming Up. Cool thing about the Portugal side, too, is the McCartney song Coming Up, but live. Interesting note about this, the song Coming Up, the live version went to #1, to where the album version of Coming Up failed to hit #1. This is a bootleg copy of McCartney 2, which has 2 albums and a lot more tracks, because McCartney 2 was very electronically done, and at that time punk was very big. So it had a lot of instrumentals and a lot of unusual songs put onto this album. It's okay. I'll let you look for yourself, but here's the other side of the record to give you an idea what's on this album. This is also how we got our news. This is from the Paul McCartney Fan Club magazine. Earlier, I was showing pictures of Coming Up. There was a promo video to that one. And this is how we got our news, like I said. In this issue, it talks about waterfalls. The video. And here in the middle of the magazine is talking about the making of waterfalls. The video. Plus showing some cool pictures from the video itself. This is my American copy of Waterfalls. Waterfalls hit #9 in the UK, but failed in America, only reaching 106. Yikes, Paul! B-side of Paul McCartney's Waterfalls was Check My Machine. We'll explore that in a minute. This is a promo copy of Waterfalls, and it's a stereo version. B-side is also a stereo version, but a much longer version than the first side. But it's a white label promo on both sides. Very cool, very rare. This is my photograph of when Paul premiered Coming Up on American TV. It was on Saturday Night Live. And this is my picture. And next to it is a promotional postcard of Waterfalls. But yeah, this is out of my Beatles scrapbook. But I thought I'd show it to you. I know I'm jumping around with a lot of different stuff to show you, but I didn't want to go in order. It'd be kind of boring. So we're jumping around. And yes, I do have the promotional videos for Coming Up and Waterfalls. Waterfalls, I have 2 different videos that are very rare, and I have the whole entire Saturday Night Live with Paul McCartney on it with Father Sarducci, which was very funny. Then this is another 12-inch copy of Temporary Secretary, still with the original shrink wrap, and this is how it came to be sold in this black jacket. It was just a generic jacket, but here's side 2, which is a Secret Friend. Pretty cool. Then this album came out, Rockford Kampuchea. Really good. You can see the people and the artists that were on there, like Elvis Costello, The Who, Paul McCartney, just many, many other artists. This was a great album. This has not come out on CD legit-wise. I'm surprised it hasn't. Here's the back of it. And the song listing for Paul. Yeah, I love it that it's a gatefold. Rockford Kampuchea was a benefit concert. It was excellent. I have the whole entire thing on DVD. It was never released in its entirety on DVD, but Paul McCartney gave a whole concert, and Paul's performance was fantastic in this whole concert. It's actually, I think, maybe the first time Paul played live since Wings Over America. And like I said, this is a 2-record set. Excellent. This has come out several times. It's now on CD as well, But this is the whole entire concert of Paul McCartney for Rockford Kampuchea on vinyl. And this is the first version that came out of that concert. Here's the listing of the songs, and I highly recommend this. Like I said, you can find this on CD or on vinyl. Alright, and this is what's next. And coming up, Paul McCartney in Rolling Stone magazine. Let you pause on your own to read that if you can. Hope you can. And then we'll slide over, and here's some more pictures of Paul McCartney doing Coming Up. This is another promotional poster that I got in 1980. Very rare, and this is 28 by 44. I had to use some books to hold it open to show it to you. But yeah, this is a really nice poster in mint shape, just like the other posters are as well. I know you're saying all this vinyl's too much, so here's the CD copy if you want to get that instead. Also, Paul did an interview album, and this is the album during that time period of McCartney 2. Still in the original shrink wrap with stickers. Here's the back. And here's my American one on vinyl. Also, I wanted to mention, Linda McCartney was just as busy. This was Seaside Woman by Linda McCartney, and there was a promo video to go with the song as well. And Wonderful Christmas Time was out as a 45. And for the B-side was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae, which was an instrumental on the B-side of the 45. Okay, and now we're back to McCartney 2. This is a kind of a rare one. This is a white label promo of the album and the 45. I know I've already showed this, but this is a different pressing of the McCartney interview. It's a 2-record set, but also a white label promo. But yeah, 2 records, and a little bit different than the regular store-bought one. Plus it comes with the letter for the record, which is showing for the radio stations for CBS, and also came with a magazine. But I set aside the magazine, and I'm getting ready to do this video, and I can't find my magazine that goes with it. Here's a picture of what the magazine looks like. Then Paul was a bad boy. He got busted in Japan for having drugs. And he went to jail for it, too. This is out of my scrapbook, but this is one of the clips I've got of Paul's bust in Japan. Here's another one, but I guess that's for another video. Also, I wanted to show my 2017 still sealed clear vinyl McCartney during the McCartney series. So this is another one that I've got, but I don't have the McCartney box set, so I can't show that one of McCartney 2. So I know this is a little bit longer than my normal videos, but Paul and Linda are giving me a thumbs up, and I hope you do too. Hope you enjoyed my video. Happy anniversary, Paul McCartney, for McCartney 2. Thank you for all the great songs. And once again, happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.